So quickly before I get onto the things that you should know as a solo player, I want to say that this video was inspired by Harmnon. If you don't know who he is, he's a great GTA YouTuber, and he did a similar video like this. That's why I'm making this video, because I wanted to do a different take on it. He did what you should have on GTA Online as a solo player. I'm doing what you should know. There's a difference. I was thinking about doing a video like pretty much just like his, because I don't completely agree with all of the things that you should have from like his perspective or whatever, but I didn't want to just rip off his idea. I thought doing it this way would be a little bit better, and if there is someone else that has done this video before, like the things that you should know as a solo player, my bad for ripping off your idea, because I didn't know if you have or not. I haven't looked this up on YouTube if anyone has, so I'm sorry if I copied somebody. So these 10 things, I literally just sat here and thought about them, so they're not going to be in any particular order. Maybe the last one might be really important, so make sure you stay here, but I have nothing else to say, so let's go ahead and move on to number 10. So this one I have, you don't always need to grind for money. Now, this is really obvious. You aren't always going to need to grind for money when you're playing GTA, but there are some people out there that are constantly grinding. They don't stop, and they might even get bored of the game. I personally was like that, and I already knew that there was other things to do besides grind money, but I wanted to get things to have fun in the game. So, you know, other ways of playing the game, if you don't really have anything to do, or don't have any like cars, you could go around and get all the action figures, all the playing cards, all the stunt jumps, you know, all that stuff. I have videos of getting the action figures and playing cards, so if you want to watch those, go right ahead. I would love for you to watch them, and leave a like on them too if you watch them and they're helpful. But yeah, like, you don't need to constantly grind. You can, you know, just simply drive around, have fun, go get collectibles like I just said. You don't always need to just get money to get more things. That's at number 10. So as for any solo players that constantly grind and they think that the only way to have fun is grind money, you're wrong. Now, number 9 is going to be have a budget for yourself. Now, this is a really good idea. I personally have a rule of mine where I don't go under $1 million. If I go under $1 million, I feel kind of broke in the game, I guess. Like, I can't really afford anything, so I set myself to be over $1 million. So whenever I buy any cars or anything, I make sure that I still have over $1 million after I upgrade everything. Now, you can obviously have a lower budget than that if you're not at the point I'm at. I restarted on PC, and I'm really far into the game, and I kind of already knew everything I needed to buy, but I still wanted to have that budget there so I can buy other things if I really need them. So yeah, that's number 9. Make sure you just budget yourself. Obviously, don't set your budget to like 10 million. There's no reason to do that. You could just set yourself at like 500k when you're starting out, 100k, you know, it doesn't matter, just whatever. Just set yourself at a budget that you're comfortable with. And number 8 is you don't always need to buy cars or vehicles that help you. Now, what I mean by this is most people right away would go for things that are really helpful. Presso Mark II, Kasaka, I don't know, like Buzzard, whatever. Things that help grinding money faster and faster. You don't always need to do this. You can buy vehicles just to drive around, just to have fun. I myself, I have a lot of vehicles that help me. I've made a top 10 list on vehicles that everyone should own. They're all helpful. None of them are actually vehicles you can just buy and drive around and have fun with. Some of them they are, but I mainly made that list for vehicles that are best to own for money and stuff. I also have like almost 30 supercars in the game. That's because I just love driving cars. I love having cars. I love having the choice of getting in a different car every time I want to just play the game. I always have options. That's number 8. Just buy cars that you want. You don't have to be afraid to get the cars that you actually want. Number 7 is don't be afraid to buy things that you want. Some people might be hesitant, like, should I buy this? Should I buy that? It doesn't really matter what you buy, because in the long run, you can make that money back anyway. You can just buy whatever you want. Now, obviously, don't buy the golden jet if you want to. Please don't. Yeah, just if you want to buy like a supercar that's like $1 million, $2 million, buy it. If you want it, just there you go. If you like the look of it, there you go. If you don't even want to drive it and just have it, go for it. Nobody cares. The only person that cares is you. You're the only one that cares, and you can make that money back. Number 6, this is more targeted towards newer players and maybe even people that came back from a long break. Now, this is how to kind of start out when you're a new player. This can be a bit tricky because GTA is a very overwhelming game when you're starting out or when you're coming back and you're like, whoa, what's all these new properties and stuff? Well, if you're just starting out, just know there's so many people like you that are like that. They don't know where to start. And to be honest, there's not really a good way of starting out. You kind of have to play a lot to really have anything in the game. Like, there are a few things at the start of the game. I can't really remember what they're called, but I think they're like treasure hunts and stuff. You can get like 750,000 out of them, or 1 million. You can look that up. This isn't a video of explaining how to do that, but those are like some ways of starting out. And other ways of like starting out is investing into vehicles that help, like a Presso Mark II, Buzzard, a CEO office, you know, stuff like that. Stuff that is cheaper that you can afford, and use those as a way of making money early on. If you were paying attention and just heard me call the CEO office a vehicle and call the oppressor cheap, roast me in the comments, please. I deserve it. And for people that come back in the game and you get overwhelmed by what there is, just know it's not really that overwhelming. There could be a lot of options. There's many options now. There's like 20 businesses or something in the game. I don't know. I'm just putting a number out there because I think there really is 20, but just don't be overwhelmed. Just the game will tell you like what you have to do the new business. It's like the newest business they just added. You have to do like 6 missions to unlock it, and then you have to do 10 separate missions to actually get the upgrades for it. All the other businesses, you just buy them and upgrade them. Like, it's really not that overwhelming when you actually look at it and try it out. Like, I'm that way where I get on a game, new update, I'm like, oh my god, too confusing, I don't even want to play the update. But then I try it and just kind of play it for a bit and do the missions, and I'm like, oh, it's really not that hard. And number 5, this one is targeted towards new players and maybe players that are returning, but I highly doubt players that are returning need this advice. But if you're starting out, guns, like ammunition guns, are a very big thing you should learn about. Now, when you're starting out, I don't exactly know what guns you're able to buy, but I would recommend staying away from the guns that are super expensive. For instance, the Widowmaker. That thing is like $500,000 minigun. Newer players might go for that because they're like, oh, that's cool. It's not cool. Nobody cares that you have it. I'm sorry. But stay away from the guns that are super expensive. There's other guns in there that are like $500,000. Just buy the cheap guns. Buy like the AP pistol. That's a good one. Micro SMG. Let's see, like the special carbine, you know, stuff like that. Just look up weapons before you buy them. Usually like the cheaper guns that you can like buy toward the beginning are usually a lot better than the guns later on because they're a lot cheaper to actually manage, buy, and all that. And guns don't really have a big difference when you're starting out. There's not really a reason to go for the expensive ones. Just go for the cheaper options. They're all kind of gonna do the same thing. But yeah, if you want to know more about guns, I can make a video on that if you want to know. Now, a huge one that newer players really like to do, which I don't understand why, like to follow waypoints. Now, this is a really big problem. Main reason for this is waypoints usually don't give you a fast way. They usually just give you a way that goes straight to the destination with roads. A lot of the time you can skip the roads actually. A good example of this I'm showing on screen. There's a road that you have to like turn for and go around, and here you can just take a jump that goes straight across, and it could save you some time too if you're on like a time limit or something. For the new players out there, just kind of look at the map for a second and actually realize, is there a shortcut or is there not a shortcut? Maybe people that are coming back kind of forgot about that and you need that advice. Maybe even veteran players to follow waypoints. I don't know why you could do that, but you know, you never know. There's people out there that probably will. Yeah, just don't follow waypoints, please. Unless, you know, it takes you straight there, then follow them, I guess. I don't know. Number 3 is knowing what you're buying before you actually get it. This kind of contradicts my thing earlier where I said buy cars that you want. Doesn't matter what they are unless they're like super expensive. But this is also a thing to consider when you're buying cars that you want. If you're wanting to get a car that is fast or something and you want it because it looks nice, or you want it because it's fast, look a video up on it or something like that. Like, make sure that the car you're getting is actually a good investment or not. Some cars are really expensive, but they're really dog shit. I'm not gonna lie. This one, I'm pretty sure is self-explanatory. You just look up vehicles. Are they good? Are they bad? You'd mainly do this for vehicles that are more used for grinding money. There's also vehicles that are really fast and really good at handling that you should also look into. Now, this one is a very good tip to know as someone that is a solo player that is either new or that is returning or that is even a veteran player. Make sure you buy the businesses in the optimal locations. And what I mean by this is make sure your businesses are all kind of close together. You don't want to have them spread out in the map, like some Paleto Bay, some Sandy Shores, some in the city. Pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I remember I met a guy that was like, I have every property in Paleto Bay. I'm like, why do you want to do that? And he told me that you could literally buy every single property in Paleto Bay almost. That kind of opened my eyes a little bit. I'm like, wow, you actually can. You can buy all the MC businesses, a facility, a bunker, a house, not a CEO office, obviously not like the executive stuff, but you can buy everything else there, which is kind of crazy to me. Now, coming in number 1 spot, which is one that you really learn this based on experience. This is kind of a bias towards me because I know a lot about the game, but you should try to learn the map and learn important locations. There's a lot of locations in this game that are used over and over for like delivery spots, mission locations, you know, spots like that. I can't think of any like places off the top of my head right now. Since I have played the game so much, I've learned the locations of where things are. So if the game tells me to go somewhere, I don't even need a waypoint to it. I just know where it is because I've learned the map. It's very helpful to know this because if you are being chased by someone somebody that's griefing, you can easily take a shortcut the way there and like kind of maneuver around them if you know where tunnels are, or if you know where like a jump is or something. You can really avoid them if you actually know where things are on the map. You can easily avoid people, but this one is really based on experience. So for any solo players out there that are new, just play the game more and kind of note to memory. What are the locations that you visit the most? What are they? What's around them? What roads lead to them? What objects are near them? Like all that stuff. You don't really need to know every single street, but just know the locations that are super important in the game, and it'll help you out in the long run very much. Now that has been the list for like the top 10 things you should know. Let me know if I should make another video similar to this, or if I should make other GTA videos. I'm probably gonna primarily make GTA videos because I love making them so much. If there's anything I missed in this video, let me know in the comments and I might update this video. I know there's other things out there like where you should buy businesses and all that stuff, but I just thought of these 10 things and I'm like, there you go, a video, baby. But yeah, that's been it. So if you guys enjoyed, or if this video was helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, turn the bell notification on, please, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.